question, and I think what you saw in the last debate is that you saw Doug and Christine, I think, emerging as the front runners, and certainly the polls are supporting that. And they were prior to the debate. So I think that dictated their approach and their tactics in the debate. I think, Doug felt that he needed to project that kind of strength, so he went after Christine more than the other candidates because he felt she was the one to beat. I think Tanya Granick-Allen, someone who wasn't known at all to most people in the province, she herself was going after Caroline Mulroney in a fairly aggressive way.
And Patrick Brown. She just wouldn't let that go.
No, she wouldn't. And she went after Christine as well. She's trying to get their second votes. And, I think that there was another debate after that. Caroline didn't attend it. It was in London, Ontario. It was not as high profile a debate, but really right now it's going to come down to the candidates getting out in front of the media because there is no more debate. People now have the opportunity to start voting. So you're going to see them all trying to get in front of cameras and in front of reporters as much as they can.
I would think so, and they seem to be largely in lockstep in terms of their policy discussions. I was intrigued. I thought Caroline Mulroney is attempting to come across as someone who's thoughtful and well considered, and maybe suffered a little bit on the charisma side. That maybe she might have come across a little mild for someone seeking a party leadership.
She has come across, I think, as someone who I think has looked a bit unprepared for the job at hand. I think that in the debates, the consensus of opinion was that she didn't perform as well as her supporters for sure had hoped she would. She looks sometimes like she's searching for answers. She just doesn't have the experience that the other two, Christine and Doug, have. So I think that she's struggled a bit, no question about it.
I think she did depart from the others on things like some of the education discussions that maybe Tanya Granick-Allen took her to task on. But nonetheless, I think that what we're seeing evolve here as the field. You remember when the field, before everybody was official and in the race, there's a lot of speculation as to who would enter, and I think the media and the pundits got them all right, except that there was an expectation that Rod Phillips, who's the nominated candidate in Ajax for the PCs, would enter the race. And at the time, there was all this talk about how Doug Ford would appeal to the more of the right-wing type PC member, and that Mulroney, Elliott, and Rod Phillips would kind of battle it out for the progressive, more centrist PC party members. My observation is that, okay, so Phillips didn't enter, obviously, but so Ford has behaved and performed as expected, and I think Mulroney has kind of stayed to that closer to the center than the others. Christine Elliott seems to have veered a little bit rightward while trying to kind of hang on to the center, but it's kind of over here. Have you noticed that?
I have, and I think one of the things that I think that has contributed to that shift to the right is the entrance of Tanya Granick-Allen, actually. She's a fringe candidate, so to speak, but she's firmly entrenched in that position, and she's been very outspoken in these debates, and she's performed quite well. I think she's pushing, she's feisty. Yeah. And the other perception is that Doug has set the agenda, because I think that he came out of the gate early, certainly on the carbon tax issue, and other social conservative issues, and sort of staked his position. And he did that very early, and I think Christine and Caroline looked like they were following in his footsteps. But I think that what's interesting for a lot of people is that people believed that Christine would stake out that moderate position. That was kind of her brand.
Well, it's what she did in 2015 when she ran against Patrick Brown. Unsuccessfully.
Yeah.